Hello, welcome. So we're going to quickly run this now. Let's see if we can do this in less than 10 minutes. So first one, I think you did a lot of changes here, and I like the effects. You did a lot of changes that I love here. Things are easier, but I don't like the effect on this. And when you hover on this, is why it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so just make the hover to be a change of color in the text, not the background. I don't like this text you use here, the font style you use here. Just use a basic pop-ins for body text. Never use a stylish text for body text in a website again. Okay, perfectly here is working fine for me. The hover effect, I don't like the hover state. The opacity on the hover state reduced a little. It is too much. Just let it be closer to the main color, and here works fine for me. Everything here works fine. Stretch the button itself should be full. It's okay. I think this is okay too. This is fairly okay. This is fairly okay. I like what you did here. I like what you did here. Perfectly and perfectly fine. So change this button one. Once you do, let me know in the group. I'll confirm. Send the link again to the group. I'll confirm and then approve you to proceed to the next level. So the next is Interior Plus. I think you've made all the basic changes that I talked about here. Everything is working perfectly fine. Yes, you made the changes that I asked for, and changes are perfectly fine. I love this. I love this. I love this. Looking very clean to me. Icons are working perfectly fine. This area layer is perfectly fine. I would think you should have actually anyway, it's cool, but I'll teach you guys how to actually make content stretch equally, because this image should stretch equally to this with height of this other container by the right. I think this is working perfectly well. You did well in your copywriting. You did well in your copywriting to actually work on those things. Your icons are actually bolder now, and it's a little more interesting to me. Like the icon is more vibrant in color and also bolder in size. And this is cool. I think this is a new style. I don't know why you put this line beneath here. I'm not a fan of that. If the line should strike there, should reduce the opacity of that black line and stretch it to the end of this area. Okay, this is search. I think scrolling down here, everything here can be left aligned. Since they are not centered, everything here should be left aligned. That was what I said in the last example or review I made. This one going to the left, I wonder what this actually is doing here. I don't think this is even necessary anymore, since we are actually dealing with this. Just take this button here, put under this part as a category, remove this section, just center this. It will make more sense. This useless here, okay? This totally useless. So move this icon to this bottom part, the button to the bottom part, and every other thing was fine. I like this area. Just make the border, put a padding top and padding bottom a little more, like 5 pixel padding top, 5 pixel more padding bottom to all of these buttons, one after the other. Increase your pricing a little, increase the pricing size a little, and I think the body text here are too tiny. Increase it just by 2 pixels, the body text here. So scrolling down, everything here works fine. I like what you did here. Very clean. I like it very clean and subtle. I like how your body text now, heading text work very perfect. Actually, if I should actually, I told you to remove the buttons, these icons. It's useless. Don't use double icon in your, but this is generic. It's what you see in all of these templates and the theme-based website. Just leave your button as simple as it is. If you must put an icon, I will show you the icon to use in the future. So remove that. I like the subtle nature of your background and also the color used above here. I wonder where you learned to do this. This is totally very professional. Okay, keep it up. This should be center aligned, because it is left aligned. It's not even matching with anything. It's not matching with this content. It's not matching with this container. This container is wider than it. This container is shorter than it. So why is it here? It's useless. So make it center aligned so that it wouldn't have any fracas or any conflict with any other section above or beneath it. This area is too wide. I don't know. It's still okay. Still okay if you like it this way, but it's too wide. But then let's just keep it that way. I think it's still fair enough as it is. You did very wonderful work here. Your icon should have a circle guiding them. Okay, this should be plus the full number, and every other thing here is okay. The line beneath here, make sure you start from the beginning to the end. The line, then reduce the opacity very well. You did this. You did very wonderful work. So coming down here, we get to the next one very quickly. You did very smooth and sweet work. I love what I'm seeing now. But the button is too bold. So reduce the padding left and right. Okay, cut this into half. Let it start from here and let this one start from here. The button now is making sense because the text in your button is how it's supposed to be. You really did wonderful. The person that did this, I'm giving you kudos. Okay, this is perfectly looking fine. This is perfectly looking fine. I just love what I'm seeing here. Just that I'm not a fan of red color. You know, the red color won't make sense. If the brand color is red, make sure you don't use red for the button. Red is not good icon for button, especially for purchase button. So make this black. Instead, on hover it can be red. Make all of the button icons, button colors here to be black. If there is any case you have a color that doesn't make sense as a button, make it black. Then the secondary button like this one can now be red because it's not a purchase button. But the purchase buttons where you want people to click shouldn't be red. Okay, scrolling down, everything here is perfectly okay. Enough padding top. Add more padding top and padding bottom to this particular container that is guiding all of these contents. I love this particular image here. I have a background here, immersing it, making it easier for people to read from content from this other area. I love this particular part also. You did very wonderful. We're cutting this shorter, and now the image is shorter now, it's making more sense. I love the way you reduce the opacity of the border radius here. It's very sweet. But you didn't do what I asked you to do. I told you to curve the edges of this place so that it can match with the content. See, you have a border radius here, so you should apply. You have a border radius on your button, so why is this one too sharp? Sharp object makes it scary for people to actually use that section. They will easily want to quit that section. So curve it a little more to make more sense. So scrolling down here, I love what you did here. Everything here is perfectly okay. Scrolling down, I love everything there. So we'll go to the next one. Yeah, you are adjusting now. I think things are getting better, except for the header, which is actually smaller than the rest of them. But then you actually are doing well. Reduce the size of this a little more. Increase the size of your button a little more. This button, increase the size a little more. These parts are getting okay. I don't like this. Okay, I don't like this. So that effect is nonsense. This effect you are using now is nonsense. So don't use a nonsense effect. It's a nonsense and dump effect. So don't use a nonsense and dump effect on your content again. What's the meaning of this? Didn't you check it? How will you be? Have you ever seen me hovering on content and the content is shrinking? Okay, this is total nonsense. So don't use nonsense again. Make sure whenever you are hovering on your content, you can just change color. The color here can be changed to white on hover and increase the hover state so that the effect will be smooth. Okay, not too sharp like that. You see this one? You watch? You see how the effect is doing? So don't make your own too fat and don't use this kind of button. Use buttons that when you hover on it, it change either color or something. Don't just make it change here. Other parts here are okay. Change the effect on anywhere you apply that kind of effect. These things are not necessary. We don't need effect on text. Don't use effect on text, okay? Whoever is telling you this is not me. Don't use effect on text and give this content a little more padding around itself. All sections in the website must be 80%. When you are submitting again, all sections must be 80%. I wonder why you're using 60% or 40% in a section, all sections, compressing everything to be too small. This part, this text should break into two. So this one now go under, just as you did in the header. Okay, that text should have the right to break into two. I wonder what this is. What is this line? What is this line? So fix this place. I don't understand what is going on here. I just don't understand to even start talking about it. So remove that if it's not serving anything. Put the image at the center. Okay, maybe that's an image. Maybe I don't know. So scrolling down, this part is okay. This part is okay. This part is okay. For the simplicity of it, this particular content should be the same height with this other content here. It's not the same height. This marketing wise should be the same height with the other ones. Make the corrections and send back to the group. The next one, this is very sweet. I love what you did here, but there's no effect. There's no button effect. There's no even link on these things. I assume that there's no other pages except for this. Reduce the text size by 2 more pixels. Reduce the text size by 2 more pixels. Okay, everything here is working fine. I love the text experience here. I love the background. You did very well here. Putting a little bit of overlay and adding a black color here to reduce the opacity to make it more visible for your content. You did a very wonderful work. You deserve an award. I love that so much. I love very clean work. I told you that all this content should be left aligned. This content as they are right aligned. Can't you see that they are applying? See the line here, very straight. Why are you putting the center aligned? Why are you doing like as if you are not a web designer? Then why is this text smaller like this and this text is bigger? Body text here bigger. There's no consistency in your work. So make the same content here, body text here, the same size with this one. I like everything that is happening here. Just left aligned content here and make sure that the body text here works well. Okay? The same size with that one. Everything here is okay except for the text that here. Increase the thickness a little more. Maybe increase the size also a little more. Maybe put a button beneath here that will direct somebody to somewhere. Add a button here. There must be a button there. add a button here, maybe contact us or something like that, talking about maybe about us page or something like that. Okay, add an about us page button there. I don't like the green color you use in the background. You don't use this kind of green color. If you want to use green color, use a little bit darker green color. Okay, darker, but the opacity reduced a little more. Bright green color won't work on white background. Don't do that. Use a lighter green color and it will work perfectly well. Here works fine, but it's not center aligned. Make sure everything here is centered. Can't you see the padding top and the padding bottom is not the same thing? Make sure everything is center aligned before you submit again. Here everything is okay except for this text should start from the top side to match this content here. Apart from that, every other thing here, I like it. Get to the next. You did a nice work here, but this is too bold and bogus. We don't use this kind of heading text for this content. Reduce the size a little more and make sure everything here is capital letter to show that it is not a body text. Everything here should be capital letter. Okay? Here the text is too bogus. Reduce it a little more. I wonder why you are shouting on people. This is yelling sign. So remove that yelling sign. They are opened now. Remove this. Not necessary. You can put a full stop here. Appointment, book an appointment. The bold text is too bold. Remove the bold text. I like the icon you use here. This is a very nice icon. Text here is too bold. Maybe reduce the text and icon size. It will work well. This part works fine for me. Strongly believe this part works closely fine. I'm not going to do a scrutiny on this. Let's just leave it as it is. Your button style, I don't like that effect. Okay, it's still good since it stopped, so it doesn't distract people from clicking. It's still fair enough. I love this section. This is my best section in this website. Okay. Now, this particular part should stretch. This content should stretch from beginning to the end of this part. Okay. And your booking appointment, something can be here, but there should be an image also at this area. Okay. So make sure this content has stretched to the edge here so I can match with the content at the top side. I love the fact you have removed the effect you added here. It's making more sense now. Perfectly fine. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Everything is fine from here. I love everything I'm seeing from here, except for this part need a little more content, maybe an image at the top of it, then this content can go down. Just a horizontal image that will stop here, just this size, then this content will be at the bottom. So add an image at the top here to make more sense. Testimonial is nice and okay. I think there should be a person or people here. Maybe their IEs, maybe my network couldn't load it. Your text size here reduced by 2 more pixels. The pixels are too much. And that is it for that one. Then we get to the next one, opened. I love it here. I love the effect here even compared to the one I see before, even though I don't like background or menu, but this is nice because it's blending in with the background as we have from here. Give a little bit curve border radius. I told you to add a little bit cover. I didn't say you should remove it totally. Okay, I remember this. Add a little bit border radius. Make sure that creates stays in these parts. Okay, and then beautiful memories will be at the bottom. So increase the size of the button a little. And then the body text here is irrational. Look at the body text we have from, let me see if I can see any other body text that works well from here. I can't even see any body text that I can actually advise you to use. Very good. So see body text here, it didn't break away from the heading text as we have from here. So that's what I want you to do. Make sure that the body text stops somewhere here, and then this other one I'm marked now should go beneath. Your button, add a little more padding top and padding bottom so that it can be easy to be hovered on. Now it's too tiny. I can just hover and the thing will just pass. Just make it a little more obvious. Then scrolling down, this part is too, this one is too scattered. The section you use here is too scattered. I don't understand what you are doing here. There shouldn't be too much of space from your image, from your content. So bring this image and content to close to each other. The body text here is too much. Cut it. Make sure you cut your body text. Don't leave in body text to run to the end. Your body text is not a madman. Look at what you are doing here. Look at the kind of body text, long, lengthy body text. You have. Why are you leaving only one text here? Whereas there is more space to put your body text beneath. Then what's the point? Bring this closer to this one. Just a padding, a spacing at the center is enough. Okay, so some spacing like this, small spacing. Cut these things. Okay, I don't like seeing too much. I talked about this the last time. Why are you still doing it? Your border radius here is too much. Reduce the border, this thing, curve here. If you don't understand what I mean, reduce the curve here. This curve now is fair enough. Reduce the curve at the top one. This one is fair enough. The body text you are using here is too tiny. Increase it by 2 more pixels, or use the same body text you use in this one for all of the body text you are using in your website. Use the same body text you use in this one for all of body text you use in all your website. If you don't do it, if you submit the next one, I will suspend your assignment. I told you this in the last time, I think, or I told somebody. So when you are watching tutorial, watch other people tutorials. So you also learn from there. If you make this kind of nasty mistake again, I'll cancel this project. This particular one, I'll cancel it. So this is cool as it is. The spacing here is too much, so bring them together. Yes, I like the fact you have actually adjusted the spacing. It's no more this one being wider than the other one, so bring them together a little more. The space here is too much. I wonder what you are doing with space. You love space too much. It's not necessary, so bring them together and make that particular area make more sense. Here, this one is running too far. Just bring it together, peace and people. Bring it together. Write more content here and make it 2 lines. The body text should be 2 lines, not 1 line. The image you use here is too poor. I told you the last time that I don't like ugly image. You are using an image that the background doesn't make sense. You are still using the same image. I warned you the last time that I don't like the image quality. Don't just submit this thing again. I'll cancel this project. Go and source images from Freepik. It's very easy. Freepik is, look at where you can source images. Place like this. Source images in Freepik. Go to Freepik. You will see images. Source different images you can source and use in your work. Stop using ugly images in your content. Okay? Stop using ugly images. This part now is working fine a little, but I don't understand why this one is at the top and this one is at the bottom part. So make sure all of them match the same height. Coming to this other one, I think I actually love this. Even though you don't add a body text within here, it still makes a lot of sense because it makes us focus on the main content over here. Scrolling down, this is joining to this particular content. Give it a gap. Select the container guiding everything. Give it a gap of around 50 pixels so that it will separate this content from each other. Allow this thing to flow. Maybe space it a little more, space this one a little more if you want to have more space for your content. Don't join content, body content text with another content. Don't do that. Okay? Here is okay too, but I want the heading text here to reflect in all of the heading text size you are using. So if that's the heading text you are using, use the heading text everywhere. If you are using capital letter, make sure you use capital letter for every heading text. Okay? Just note that. Increase your body text here a little more, just by 2 more pixels. Body text here, your buttons here makes a lot of sense. And I love this section so much. I love the color palette you're using here, very nice. Every other thing in between here is okay, except for the spacing in between. Reduce the spacing a little. Maybe it's because of the image. You reduce the size of the image. The image should be the same width as the content. Okay, make that image, this image, allow them to flow 100% so that it can be the same width with this content beneath. Everything here is fine. I love this image. I love this content area. I love this image. Show that, see the spacing here. There's no spacing here. But see, as you gave this woman enough spacing here, see how clean it is. So that's how I want you to apply for all of the sections that have the same styling. Scrolling down, everything here is okay in between. Just select on this thing, increase a little. Then this icon should be, the color should be on this now. On hover, it can be this color now, it is. Okay? On normal, it should be this pink color, which is this one now, normal. Then on hover, it can now change to this color if you want, or white, or whatever color. Shouldn't be this color. This color is too dull. Then increase the body text here by 2 more pixels. That's good to go. Then finally, this one. I think you did very nice work in the header, but then the header is looking very rough. This should be center aligned, okay? The heading first text is good, but reduce the size a little more. Center align this particular content here and add more content to this thing. Let it be 2 lines, okay? And make your hover effect a little more subtle. Let you hover and then it will fade out. It's not like being too sharp like this. Add padding left and padding right. A little more padding left and padding right so it will look like a button, not like a normal text you put a background. Make those changes. Increase the size of your content. Remove these 3 lines here. Increase the size of your content a little more. Or maybe find another heading text. I don't like this thing from starter to pro. Find something to write here. Think. Find something to write. Don't write this rubbish for me. Think and write something reasonable. This is not reasonable for me. This is not a good reasonable. See, your hero section is what people see first. Let it make more sense. Okay? Write something more reasonable. Find something for musician. Write like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 words are good enough. Okay? Go back and do that. This part is okay, except for the shop now. Shop now should be white color. You don't put black color on dark background like red like this. Okay? I wonder why you're using red in that area. Don't even write like red. Instead, make the background white. Then make the guitar and all of the titles here red. It's okay. Then make the button here black. Okay? I don't like the red background you're using, except you have used it for Photoshop in your this thing. But I don't think that's the case. Yeah, I don't even know what you did here, but then check if you can make the amendment. Make the backgrounds white. Then here, this should break into 2 lines, okay? Break this into 2 lines and increase the size a little more. Increase the size a little more to make more sense. You did a very nice work here by adjusting it according to the instructions I gave the last time. See how nice it is now looking, except for this one, which you didn't do a very nice work on. And I think it's not because of the image. The image you did nice work on. It is because of the body text here. It is 2 lines. Make sure you make the body text 1 line as these other ones are. Adjust it. copy the style of this particular text and paste the style here so I can adjust and become one line. Everything will be. Observe your work before I send it to me. If you do it again, you will receive the consequences. So these ones are okay. So I think I like it. Everything here is okay. You did very nice work here. Okay, kudos to that. And this is the footer. I think the icons are too small, and the icon color should be red. All the icon colors should be red. On hover, the icon should change to white. On normal, it should be red. Then increase the icons a little more. Reduce the size of the body text of these menus. Reduce their size, and these gaps they are having in between them is too much. Reduce the gap also. There's no need of us having the social media here and also having social media here. So either leave this one, increase the size and make the icons red, and remove this one totally. Maybe add a button beneath there. If you don't want to add a button, just leave it as it is, and we are good to go. So that's it, guys. Make the adjustments, send back to the group, and I'll be there to make the final revision. Do have a wonderful day.